You have a plan, you have a vision, but somewhere along the way, you start to wonder, is this even working? The results aren't here yet, the progress feels slow, and every setback whispers in your ear, maybe you should quit. But hear me, the process is not broken. The plan is not wrong, it's just not finished. Growth doesn't happen on your schedule. Success doesn't arrive when you demand it. It comes when you've done the work long enough for the results to become undeniable. Your mind will try to pull you into doubt. It will tempt you to switch directions, to chase something easier, to rewrite the plan every time it feels hard. Don't take the bait, because every time you restart, you throw away all the momentum you've built. The process is like planting seeds. You can't dig them up every week to check if they've grown. You water them, you protect them, you trust that the roots are forming before you ever see the leaves. So, stay consistent. Stay patient. Stick to the plan you believed in when you started. Not because it's easy, but because the moment you commit to it fully is the moment the process starts working in your favor. The plan will pay you back if you refuse to abandon it. Commitment is not just a decision. It is a promise you make to yourself that you will see something through, no matter how hard it gets. But so many people start strong, only to change direction the moment things feel uncomfortable. They jump from one plan to another, one idea to the next, and then they wonder why they never see the results they hoped for. The truth is simple: changing course too often kills momentum. It's like pushing a heavy boulder uphill. Every step takes effort. Every push builds progress. But if you stop halfway and decide to move a different boulder, you start again from the bottom every single time. No matter how many times you try, you never reach the top, because you never stick with one climb long enough to finish it. Momentum is the invisible force that rewards commitment. It starts small, barely noticeable, but it grows stronger the longer you stay consistent. It multiplies your efforts. It turns small wins into big victories. But the moment you stop, momentum dies, and starting again is 10 times harder. The process you committed to needs time to breathe, time to work in your favor, time to bring the results that will justify every ounce of your effort. When you keep changing your path, you deny yourself the reward of persistence. You never give your plan the chance to unfold. Commitment means staying through the slow days, the frustrating days, the days where you feel like you're not moving forward at all. Because those are the exact days when progress is building quietly in the background. The world will try to tempt you with shortcuts. Your mind will whisper that maybe there's a faster way, but faster is rarely better. The best results are the ones earned by holding the line, day after day, long enough for momentum to carry you across the finish line. Results don't always arrive when you expect them to. You can put in the work. You can give everything you have, and still, for a while, it might feel like nothing is happening. That's when most people quit. They mistake silence for failure. They believe that because they can't see the outcome yet, the outcome isn't coming at all. But progress often happens before it's visible. It's like a seed buried deep in the soil. You water it, you care for it, you protect it from harm, and for days, weeks, maybe even months, there is no sign of life. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. The foundation is being built. The strength is forming in places you cannot see. And one day, without warning, it breaks through the soil. It was growing all along. The results you're working for are no different. Your effort is creating movement you cannot yet measure. Your consistency is building momentum that hasn't shown itself yet. Every action you take is stacking on top of the last. But just because you can't see the pile doesn't mean it's not there. Delayed results are not denied results. There is a time gap between the work you put in and the reward you receive. That gap is where most people give up. They stop just before the breakthrough. They abandoned the process when they were only inches away, and they never know how close they really were. If you can hold your faith in that gap, if you can keep showing up without evidence, you will see the results when the time is right. Because progress is not a straight line, it's quiet at first, invisible at times, but when it shows up big, and all the days you thought were wasted turn out to be the days that mattered most. Growth doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always make noise or demand attention. Sometimes the most important progress happens quietly, far away from your eyes. It's like the roots of a tree under the soil. You can't see them forming. You can't watch them stretch deeper and stronger, but they are there working, building, preparing for the weight of what's to come. Without those roots, the tree would never stand tall. Without that unseen growth, the visible part would never survive. Your journey is the same. There are seasons where it feels like nothing is moving. You work hard, you push forward, and yet the surface looks the same. But beneath that surface, you are becoming stronger. You are learning skills, building resilience, and developing the foundation for the life you're creating. Just because the world can't see your progress doesn't mean it's not real. And just because you can't measure it today doesn't mean you're not moving forward. Unseen growth is the preparation stage. It's the part that ensures you can handle the success once it arrives. Because what's built too quickly often falls just as fast. But when your roots run deep, you can weather storms. You can endure setbacks. You can keep standing when others fall. That's why patience matters. That's why faith matters. Every step you take, every hour you invest, is feeding those roots even if you can't see the leaves yet. Trust that the process is working in your favor. Trust that the development you can't witness is just as important as the growth you can. One day you will look back and realize that the invisible work you did in the dark was the reason you could shine in the light. Doubt will visit you on the journey. It will show up in the middle of your effort when the work feels heavy and the results seem far away. It will whisper in your ear that maybe you're not capable, that maybe you're wasting your time, that maybe you should turn back before you fail. But doubt is not a prophecy. It is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a normal feeling, a byproduct of aiming for something bigger than yourself. It shows up when you step outside your comfort zone. It appears when you try something you've never done before, and that's not a reason to quit. In fact, it's a sign you're in the right place, because growth always comes with uncertainty. Every person who has achieved something great has felt doubt in the middle of the process, but the difference is they didn't obey it. They heard the voice of fear and chose to move anyway. They recognized the feeling, but refused to let it make decisions for them. You can do the same. When doubt shows up, pause and acknowledge it. Say, I see you, I hear you, but I'm not stopping. Because most doubt is just your mind's way of protecting you from the discomfort of growth. It wants you to stay safe, stay small, stay predictable, but safety rarely leads to greatness. The path to your goals will always require moments where you act in spite of doubt. And here's the truth: doubt fades when evidence arrives. Every small win, every bit of progress, every challenge you overcome weakens its voice, but you only get that evidence if you keep going. So when doubt knocks, don't let it convince you to turn around. Let it be the reminder that you are in the middle of becoming someone stronger than you were before. The process will not be easy. It was never meant to be. It is designed to test you, to push you, to strip away the parts of you that can't handle where you're going. Every obstacle you face is not a sign to stop. It's proof that you're in motion. Struggle means you are moving forward. If everything felt comfortable, you would still be standing in the same place you started. Progress lives in discomfort. growth is born from pressure. The process forces you to dig deeper than you thought possible. It challenges your patience. It demands your discipline. It calls for your resilience when motivation has faded away. And sometimes it will feel like the struggle is breaking you, but in truth it's shaping you. It's building the strength, the skill, and the mindset you'll need to sustain the success you're chasing. Think of a muscle, it only grows by being torn and rebuilt. Without resistance, it stays weak. Without the weight, it never transforms. Your journey works the same way. The resistance is not there to block you. It's there to prepare you. It's the proof that you are no longer idle, that you are moving into territory you've never been before, that you are becoming someone who can handle more. Most people quit because they mistake struggle for failure. They believe the challenge means they're not capable, but struggle is not a warning. It's a confirmation that you are climbing higher, a confirmation that the old version of you is being left behind. When the process gets hard, remind yourself, this is exactly how it's supposed to feel. The easy days don't define you. The hard days do, because those are the days you prove to yourself that you're not just interested in the goal, you're committed to reaching it. Consistency is not glamorous, it's not loud, it's not dramatic. It's the quiet decision to show up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work when no one is watching. It's choosing progress over perfection and persistence over excitement. Small daily actions may not feel powerful in the moment. You might think they're too small to matter, but over time they stack. They layer on top of each other like bricks building a wall. At first, the wall is short and unimpressive. But as you keep going, it grows taller and stronger, and one day you look up and realize you've built something massive, something impossible to create in one giant effort. That's the power of consistency. It compounds, just like money earning interest. Your actions multiply in value the longer you sustain them. The workout you do today doesn't just make you stronger today, it makes tomorrow's work out more effective. The skill you practice today doesn't just make you better now, it shortens the time it will take to master the next step. Each day you show up, you make it easier to show up again. You create momentum that carries you forward, even on the days you feel tired or unmotivated. But break the streak too often, and you reset that momentum. You go back to the starting line, and the climb begins again. Consistency is the bridge between effort and result. It's the difference between people who talk about goals and people who actually achieve them. You don't need to take huge leaps every day. You just need to keep stepping, because small steps, taken without pause, can cross any distance. And when you look back months or years from now, you'll realize that the massive outcome you achieved was simply the result of hundreds of small, ordinary, unshakable days of action. Patience is not weakness. It is discipline in disguise. It's the ability to hold your vision steady when everything in you wants to speed up. When you rush, you risk making choices that cost you more in the long run. You cut corners. You skip steps. You force results that aren't ready to appear. And in doing so, you can sabotage the very plan you've been working so hard to follow. Every goal has its own timeline. Some parts of the process cannot be accelerated without damaging the outcome. Just like you can't pull on a seedling to make it grow faster, you can't force your dream to mature before it's ready. Patience protects your vision because it keeps you from trading long-term success for short-term satisfaction. It allows the foundation to form strong enough to hold the weight of everything you're building. Without patience, you might celebrate too soon only to watch what you've built collapse under pressure. With patience, you give your skills time to sharpen. You give your relationships time to strengthen. You give opportunities time to align. Rushing may feel like progress, but often it's just movement in the wrong direction. It's reacting instead of building. It's chasing speed instead of mastery. True growth takes time, and patience is what allows you to stay the course long enough to see it through. There will be moments when you feel like you're falling behind. You'll see others moving faster, getting results quicker, and you'll wonder if you should push harder just to keep up. But speed without direction is useless. The only race worth winning is the one that gets you where you truly want to be. So hold your pace, trust your process, and remember, patience isn't about waiting and doing nothing. It's about working steadily without letting the desire for instant results destroy the quality of the final outcome. Every plan feels exciting in the beginning. You start with fresh energy, you feel unstoppable, but then the results take longer than you expected. The progress is slower than you hoped, and that's when the temptation creeps in to change everything, to rewrite the plan, to start over with something that feels faster, easier, or more exciting. But here's the truth: rewriting the plan too soon resets your progress. It erases the momentum you've built. It sends you back to the starting line. Every plan needs time to work, time to build the foundation, time for the actions you're taking today to create results you'll see tomorrow. When you switch too early, you rob yourself of that payoff. It's like planting a seed, watering it for a week, and then digging it up to put a different seed in its place. You never give the first one the chance to grow. Success is built on cycles of action and patience. You take the steps, you let those steps do their work, and you resist the urge to judge the plan too early. Most people fail not because the plan was wrong, but because they abandoned it before it had a chance to succeed. The truth is, even the best plan looks broken when you're in the middle of it, because the middle is where doubt, boredom, and frustration live. It's where you have to keep going without the comfort of visible results. But if you can push through that middle without scrapping your strategy, you'll see the breakthrough you've been working for. Changing course should be a decision made with clarity, not frustration. Adjust only when you have enough evidence to prove it's necessary, not when you simply feel tired of waiting. Because every time you start over, you're not actually starting fresh, you're starting from zero. And if you keep doing that, you'll always be in the beginning stage of your journey. Give your plan the time it deserves. It might be closer to working than you think. Motivation is a great spark, but it burns out quickly. It's easy to take action when you feel inspired, when the energy is high, when the vision excites you. But what about the days when you feel tired, when nothing in you wants to move forward, when the work feels heavy and the goal feels far away? That's when discipline steps in. Discipline is not about feelings, it's about commitment. It's about showing up whether you feel like it or not. Because the truth is, if you only act when you're motivated, you'll be inconsistent. You'll work hard for a while, then disappear when the excitement fades, and every time you stop, you lose momentum. Discipline keeps you moving even when your mind is looking for excuses. It's the voice that says, "I don't care if you're tired, we're doing this anyway." It's the quiet decision to keep your word to yourself, no matter how you feel in the moment. The best athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the strongest leaders, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They have trained themselves to act without waiting for the perfect mood. And here's the secret: when you show up despite not feeling like it, you often create the motivation you were missing. Action generates energy, movement builds momentum, you start the work, and soon you find yourself engaged, focused, and ready to keep going. But none of that happens if you wait for the perfect feeling first. Discipline turns effort into habit. It transforms "I'll try" into "I will." It turns a wish into a result, So when those low energy days come, and they will, don't negotiate with yourself. Don't ask if you feel like it. Just show up, because the ones who win are not always the most motivated, but they are always the most disciplined. Success is not always about talent. It's not always about luck. It's about staying in the game long enough for the results to appear. Persistence is the deciding factor. Those who outlast the discomfort are the ones who win. Because the truth is, the journey will test you. It will push you to your limits. It will hand you setbacks, frustrations, and moments where quitting feels easier than continuing. Most people stop there. They convince themselves it's not meant to be. They walk away right before the turning point. But those who refuse to quit, those who keep moving through the discomfort, are the ones who break through. Persistence is the art of holding your ground when every part of you wants to give up. It's staying the course when progress is invisible and the reward feels far away. It's waking up each day, doing the work, and trusting that the effort will compound over time. Discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's a sign you're growing. It's proof that you're stretching beyond your limits, and the longer you can stay in that space, the stronger you become. Think of the people who inspire you most. They are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who faced the same challenges as everyone else, but chose to keep going anyway. Every win they have now was built on the back of countless days where they fought through doubt, fatigue, and frustration. Success does not arrive overnight. It comes slowly, quietly, and often at the very moment most people would have walked away. That's why persistence is so powerful, because it narrows the field. The longer you last, the fewer people remain in the race. And eventually, you find yourself standing where others could not endure. In the end, success doesn't always favor the fastest, the smartest, or the most gifted. It favors the ones who simply refuse to stop.